All right, so I am going to be doing something that I wish I had known about a long time ago. I have a suppressor, and when I put the suppressor on my ARs, I was getting puffs of hot air back into my eye. And I was thinking that it was coming out the side ejection piece, and I never realized that when you have the charging handle inside an AR-15, that some of the hot gases, because it's shooting the gas directly backwards, will escape right through the top of the charging handle and through the top of the receiver unit. Okay, so right there, when that's in, gas blows right back out, has that little curve and blows right up into your eye, just like that. So I found out that there's these things called gas buster charging handles. Well, they run like $60 to $100 a piece to buy a gas busting charging handle. And so I did a little more research and discovered that you can basically take the stuff I got at Walmart, which is sealant to put on like seals for your door frames on your car. They make it in red, black, and other colors, but I chose black. But anyway, black silicone adhesive sealant. And if you put this in this groove right here and then mate it up, it'll make a solid seal that's heat resistant that'll keep it from blowing back into your eye. So I'm going to do that to my AR-10 and my 3 ARs. So first step I'm going to do is I'm going to take rubbing alcohol. I've already wiped down the parts to make sure they're dry. And now I'm going to take a Q-tip and rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to rub it on right there. And that's going to remove any other grease or anything like that. And I'm going to take it, I'm going to rub it right here on this end too. Okay, now that I've got that part clean, since I still got a good one, I'm going to do the other one too. Let that one dry up. Let's get this one while I'm at it. Okay, so rubbing alcohol evaporates fairly quickly. I'm going to take a clean little paper towel here and wipe the excess out. Let it evaporate. Wipe off the excess here. Now, something the other people didn't do in their video, but I'm going to try on mine, is I have some of this spray lubricant, or you can use gun oil or something. And I'm just going to spray a little bit on there. And I'm going to put a little bit right there of this lubricant on this piece. And the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want the adhesive sticking to that part. Since I don't want the adhesive sticking to the receiver unit, I want it sticking to the charging handle. I'm basically going to lube this up with this lubricant you use on cases when you clean it, or you could use gun oil, I guess. And that, when I made it up solid and let it cure overnight, will hopefully keep it from sticking to that. Now, the other guy said you should take a razor blade and free it from that, so I'll probably do that too, but I'll try on one of them just to pull it back and see if it keeps it from sticking, and then give you all a heads up on whether it works or not. Alright, so now I need to take that up. Okay. The reason I'm putting the bolt in is simply because I don't want to misplace the bolts or get them mixed up with other bolts. Okay, so now I'm ready to go ahead and put the stuff in here. So we're just gonna stuff is like working with cake icing. So I'm gonna get up here where I can see a little better. Alright, so I got my black sealant in there that's like cake icing. And this is actually a cake icing spoon that's metal, but everyone else I've seen just uses a black plastic spoon. But I figured since I already had a cake icing spoon, I might as well utilize the tools I had at hand, because it wipes off really easy, because it's metal. Alright, now I'm going to push this forward into the locking position, all the way forward. And now, as you can see, I have a nice, tight seal. And that's going to cure overnight. Now what I am going to do here is pause and answer the phone. Alright, so I'm back after answering the phone. Grab a paper towel here to wipe on. Okay, so I'll take a little bit off the edge there. Take a little bit off the edge here. Alright, so that formed a nice little tight solid seal on both sides to keep the hot gases from blowing back in our eyes. So, now I just got to do this 4 more times. Hey, what fun. And then tomorrow when I unlatch it, I'm just going to pop the latch and see if it'll come back. If it wants to stick, then I'll take a razor blade and run it in that groove right there to detach the 2 of them real carefully with an X-Acto knife. So. Anyway, but that basically will, when you fire your weapon, help to blow the gas out the side and not up directly into your eye when you fire suppressed or regular. I mean, if your gun's a regular one, this can help you keep just that little bit of gas that blows back towards your eyes during rapid fire that's annoying to you. Because even when you're not suppressing them, it's worse when you suppress it, but even normal firing, there's a little bit of that gas coming back through that gap. But the back pressure is not quite as bad. So. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and yeah, just some sealant and you put it on just like that. But yeah, most people use a plastic knife instead of a cake icing spreader, but again, I had it. It's nice for this purpose. Just so you know, this is a tactical icing spreader for cakes. What I mean by that is, my son had a project where he had to make a hero cake for Cub Scouts, and I used this here cake spreader to make the coolest cake that there ever was. What I did was I made a cake and I used a light brown, like sand desert color icing. We made a graham cracker compound on it, and we had 1 landed helicopter and 1 crashed helicopter on the compound with little army men going into the compound to kill Osama bin Laden. So I had an Osama bin Laden tactical cake that I made with this here icing spreader. So on my other rifles, I've gone ahead and done this, and I probably should have not saved the last one for the one with the scope, but it didn't dawn on me till just now. But right here, I've put the finish on under here, not the finish, the sealant. What you have to do is you have to take an X-Acto knife, and you just have to go along the edge of where the receiver, the rubber meets the receiver, and just slice it a little with the razor blade, you know, cutting away the sealant a bit. Kind of gives it a tear mark. And when you pull it, there you go. So now I got all this sealant right in here, and then when it goes together, it's got a solid rubber seal on it. Let me get you another one out to show y'all better. Okay, so right here, as you can see how it's got the rubberized part still on this part and then in the groove here, so that when these two meet up, it forms a solid piece right there. So no gas is going to blow back into my eyeball when I hook a suppressor to the front of this. So again, you can buy the gas blocker charging handles and spend 60, 70, 80 bucks on the gas blocking charging handles, or you can just put the seal in there and then just cut it, separate it, and form your own seal at a fraction of the cost. Plus, with the $5 tube of sealant, I did 4 ARs. So if you got more than one AR, it's a plus there. Buying 4 charging handles would have run me a lot of money. You know, even if I were to get let's say I got them all at $60 a pop, 4 times 60 is, you know, $240 in charging handles. Come on, $5 in gunk does the same thing. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something useful too.